Welcome to another episode of Your Voice Matters. Hello, and welcome. Welcome to our show, Your Voice Matters. So today we have a treat for you. We have a treat for you today. We're just going to be discussing some different things about reverse mortgage, why you shouldn't wait, and what goes on in the judgment at NAR this week. So I'm Viv Cunningham with Preferred Real Estate Broker selling the American Dream here in Central Florida. So I have my friend Beverly on here today. So we are going to be doing a Q&A, question and answer. She's going to ask me some question, and I might even ask her some question about we're going to be talking about reverse mortgage, and I learned a lot about reverse mortgage this week, so I want to go ahead and share that with you. So but for now I'm going to have Beverly introduce herself. Go
I'm
ahead, Bev.
Beverly. I'm also from Preferred Real Estate Brokers, and I'm here with Viv to learn a lot also.
Okay, so let's jump right in. First, we're going to talk about reverse mortgage. Okay, so I was curious about reverse mortgage, and this is a way to eliminate your mortgage for the rest of your life. And I had the opportunity to meet with a lender this week, and then meet with a friend of mine, which introduced me to it. And it's called home equity and reverse mortgage. I'm probably going to eventually bring her back on to talk to you guys about it. But I learned a lot about how you can eliminate your mortgage for the rest of your life. And of course, if have a spouse and you're married, the spouse has to be, either you or the spouse has to be 62 years old. And I also learned that because my spouse was younger than me, that they would take his age instead of my age, and that's how they would work it. So they would do it just like how they would do a loan. So your credit score need to be good as well. But what I like about it is that it's backed by the government. So the government is backing it, and if they're backing it, then it makes it for me a lot better, and a lot secure, because the government is backing it. you know um let's say, for example, if I'm older than my husband, and of course, if his name is not on my house right now, but once we do the reverse mortgage, it'll create another mortgage. But what will happen is they will pay off the existing mortgage, depend on the equity inside your home. So of course, you can't be upside down on the mortgage. You have to have enough equity inside of it. But what I find out, I have a lot of equity inside my house. But then what I would have to do in order to make it work, because they were taking my husband's age instead of my age, I would probably have to bring some money to the table, in order to make it work. It wouldn't be that much, but it just depends on when they do a workup. But I said, I was going to hold off on it because I didn't want to actually bring any money to the table. What I wanted to do is, because I had a lot of equity inside my house, and I actually wanted to just use it that way. But of course, with the reverse mortgage, you have to make sure that you're keeping up on your insurance, your HOA, and your taxes. Even though they're going to pay off your existing mortgage, and you're not going to have any mortgage for the rest of your life until you die, then what will happen is, whatever equity that's inside the house, your heirs can go ahead and sell that house and get the money from the house, whatever is left over after the reverse mortgage is paid off. So let's say you used up, for instance, you used up 60,000 out of it, and you have an equity of 100,000. So what will happen? Your heirs will get the 40,000, and then the reverse mortgage will take their payment. But no payment is actually due until when you passed on, you're deceased. But you can also, if you want, I learned that if you want, you can also make payment on it if you want to. So let's say you needed some money right away, and you go ahead and do the equity loan on your house, and you didn't need any money right now, then you can just go ahead and take whatever money that they're giving you. But let's say you needed some money right now, so you go ahead and take money, and it can go both ways. You can either take the mortgage, or you can do a line of credit. So when you actually need the money is there. So there's many different ways you can do it, but it is something that you probably got to work your back into. You got to back into it, and keep in mind your credit still needs to be good. It still need to be, acceptable in the three credit bureau as well. So there's a lot that goes on behind it, but I studied it a little bit. I read the book in order to find out what was going on, because I was very curious about it, because I've heard about it before, and I didn't actually know it worked. And I had a friend that had done it before, and it ended up where she sold the house, and then of course if any money is left over, her son would have gotten that money. So it helps you out right now if you're going through a financial hardship, which a lot of people are going through financial hardship right now. And what I like about it is there's no prepayment penalty. So you don't have to worry about prepayment penalty. Once you pay your taxes, once you pay your HOA and your insurance, those things you keep up on. But keep in mind, those things you only pay them once a year, depending on your HOA. My HOA here in my community, it's about $500, so I paid $500 per year. So I mean, you really can't beat that. But it's they will do an appraisal on it, just like I say, and I like it. And so if it's something that you're strapped for cash, if you're strapped for cash, like they were telling me, my house is worth 377,000. So they were saying that the appraiser would need to come in at about 390 or someplace around there in order to make the numbers work. So your number could work. So if it's something that you're interested in doing, okay, if you're interested in doing something like that, I have my friend Michelle, but she's a part of Movement Mortgage, and there's a team there that's responsible for just doing the reverse mortgage. I did talk to George, and his name is George. I did talk to him. He's been doing it for 20 years, so he's got vast experience in doing the reverse mortgage. So, and he said he's been doing it for over 20 years. So that's good. That made me feel a little bit better to know that he's been doing it, and that's his job, and he's still in business, and he gets paid from it. So, of course, what they will need is same thing, just like you were getting a loan. They would want to see your 2 years taxes, just like you were getting a loan. They would put it through that way. And of course, it'll go through the underwriter. It'll go through the appraisal. You also have to take a counseling class, a class that if you were, like just like if you were taking a first time home buyers class in order to buy a home in the first time home buyers. So they also have that where they put you through counseling. And he says the counseling, there's some counseling that you can get for free, but he says the counseling costs about $145 for the counseling. And also for the appraisal costs about 575, which is, normal appraisal. Um, so a total of about 720. And keep in mind, this loan, it's a regular loan, so you are going to have some closing costs in this, which you probably can wrap it back into the mortgage itself, compared to how you pay it out your pocket. So, but that appraisal fee, and that the counseling fee is a third party fee, we call that, but not a bad thing to find out if you qualify for. And the thing is, you can always test it and see if you qualify. If you're not qualified, then you don't have to do it. You can always see if it's something that's a fit for you. It's just like if you go out and you were getting a pre-approval on a house, and you were not qualified at that time, and then let's say something was wrong with your credit, then you would go out and fix your credit, and you'll come right back. So it's the same thing with this. I spoke to him, and he says there's other people that are going through the process right now. They're getting themselves ready, up to the 62 years old. If you're 59, of course, you have a couple of years to get yourself ready. And if you're not married, so it takes in consideration if you're married or you're not married, all of that good stuff. But it would not be something, bad to look into if you are trying to eliminate your mortgage and you're trying to get some extra cash. in it. And then what will happen, why it's called reverse mortgages, they give you a mortgage on your house, but it's like a loan that they give you on your house, that but it's money, cash money that you can actually use. And then they will take, that's why you need to have the equity inside your house, where let's say you owe 85,000 on your house, they will take the whatever equity that you have, so they'll minus that 85,000 and take it and pay off that mortgage, so you don't have to worry about that mortgage. So now the money that they loan you, okay, that's the money that you're living off, and that's the money that you can do, or you whatever you want, a line of credit, it's all up to you, whatever you want to do with that. So if you have any questions, jot me a message inside the chat and let me know that,
Okay.
jot me a message inside the chat and let me know that you have messaging. And then what I'll do, I'll help connect you to George and Michelle, and they can explain it to you a lot more and a lot better. But I don't think it's a bad thing. Beverly, you're there, can you talk or
Yeah, I
not
can
yet?
talk.
All right, so Beverly was asking me a question: what makes one company better than one? And it would be, my thing would say is that, okay, for George has been doing this for over 20 years, and that's what I like: longevity. That being, if it wasn't something good, he would not be in business 20 years later. Okay, so what Michelle does, Michelle is movement mortgage. So what she does is, there's a section, there's a segment, there's a division inside her company that they actually are responsible for it, and that's all they do. They only do reverse mortgage, in that section. So with Michelle company, movement mortgage, what they do is, what I like about them is, they go ahead and send your file to the underwriter, so the underwriter can go ahead and pre-approve your file. And it is the best way to do a loan, I think. So you're not looking at something unexpected once you go on the contract. If you can go ahead and get your file through underwriter, because the underwriter is going to tell you what it is that needs to be done. If something is, if they look at your file and see something need to be done, then they'll go ahead and correct that, or let you know ahead of time, in order to get that corrected and get that done. So that's what I like about them, because they do that. I do work with a lot of I just went on a contract with a buyer, and with that buyer, it's a referral that came to me. And how that work is that, let's say they weren't able to close a loan because it's a guarantee loan. They promised to pay the seller $5,000. So stuff like that I like. Stuff like that I like, when they guarantee the loan. So that's what Michelle's company does. She doesn't give you the money back, but they do guarantee, where they already send the file to the underwriter. So they can go ahead and clear all the conditions, and conditions are usually something that, when the underwriter sends it back, they might say, well, we need 2 years tax return, or we need an extra paycheck stub, or we need to find the money, where see the money in your account, where you're going to actually getting the down payment from, different things like that. So that's what the underwriter does. The underwriter underwrites the file for their company. Okay, that's what they do. They underwrite the file for their company to make sure that it's going to be a good loan, just like with the reverse mortgage. There's an underwriter underwriting that loan to make sure that it's going to be a fit. It's going to be a win-win. And what I liked about when I was talking to the lender, what I liked about him is that he says, I will guide you and let you know if it's a good fit, and if it's not going to work, then they're not stringing you along. I don't like when people string people along. I like clarity, and I like transparency whenever somebody's talking to me. I'm one of those. I have a lot of question, about when people are not transparent, but I like the transparency part of it. Okay, Beverly, you want to talk about anything about
Yes,
first
I
mortgage that
just
you
want to ask a question. My understanding is that you're using the equity in your home.
Yes.
So basically, that would be the loan.
Yes, but
I'm
that would
just
be the
asking
loan.
you.
Yeah, but that would be the loan. But in order for you not to have two payments, so let's say you had $150,000 equity inside your home, and let's say you owe 50,000 on your home. So
Mm-hmm.
they're going to take the 150,000. They're going to take the 50,000 out of that 150,000 and pay off that loan that you have on the house. So then, therefore, you'll only have the 100,000 equity left. So that's what you would live off. That's how that works.
So, for example, say for example you have a home for 300,000. Okay, and your equity is 200,000. So you owe 100,000. And you want to get a lump sum to say the whole 200,000 or even 150. How would that work?
You can't get the entire amount, because if you had the 200,000 inside your house, and let's say you owe 100,000, they have
Mhm.
to take 100,000 out of that 200,000 to pay off your first mortgage. If
Oh,
not,
so
you would.
they
If not,
so
you
they're
would still.
taking money out of the
Yes.
equity
Yes.
to pay off.
Yeah. So yeah. So yet you have 200,000 equity. You owe 100,000 on your house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your house might be worth 400,000, but they just
Mm-hmm.
taking out the equity out of your house. So let's say the equity is 200,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what will happen? Let's say you owe 100,000 on that house.
Mm-hmm.
They will take 100,000 out of that 200,000 and pay off your loan. So therefore, now you only have 100,000 that you can borrow.
Oh, so they're not paying off.
They're paying off your house.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Let's say your house is worth 400,000. Okay, and you have 200,000 equity inside of it, and you only owe 100,000 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you're going to take out the
If you
200,000.
owe only 1,000 and your house values 400,000.
So it's
You
still
have 300,000 equity.
okay. I'm just using an example. We're just using an example. So let's say you said your house is worth. Let's say you say I was just using an example. So that's not that's the way it goes exactly. Let's say you say your house was worth 400,000, and you have 200,000 equity inside of it. Okay, just like what you said, you're just taking the extra money out of there to pay off the loan. So whatever is left over, it'll be your equity. That's what you would live off. Make sense? They have to
Mhm.
pay the house off, but yet
Right.
your house will still be worth 400,000. Okay, let's say you sell it and you sell it for 450. Okay, and it's worth for whatever. You still have all of that, the rest of the equity. So it's a balance of the equity you have to live off. Not because your house is worth 400,000, you're going to take the whole 400,000 out of it. You're not going
No,
to take
no, no. We're
right,
talking about the equity. The
right,
equity in there.
right. So
In
let's say you
other
had.
words,
So let's say you.
you
Uh
cannot get the whole equity that's in the house
right, because you have to pay
because
off
you're
that loan.
using part of the equity to pay off the house.
Perfect. That's exactly the word. You're using part of whatever equity that you have to pay off the balance off your house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because if not, then you will be paying two mortgages. So that's why I said I learned a lot this week. I learned a lot to understand, because I had a lot of question, to make sure that somebody, if they're making the right decision. So what it will do is, it will you're paying off your first mortgage, and you're living on whatever equity that's left over from paying off your first mortgage. But keep in
Yeah.
mind, you have to keep up with your HOA, you have to keep up with your insurance, and you have to keep up with your taxes, and those
Mm-hmm.
things you pay once a year pretty much. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say your taxes is 2,000, you gotta find 2,000 to pay them. Let's say your insurance is 2,500 for the year, you gotta find that, and let's say your HOA is 500, so you gotta find that amount of money for the year.
So, how does your age factor into that now?
Yes, if you're
Because
62, yes, you have to
what
be
if you're
62 plus.
older than 62?
And
How
that's
does
fine.
that work?
I don't know that part. I can't answer that part for you. I'm just
Oh.
telling you. They said you have to be 62. I was using my husband as example. I was 62 and he's 59. They said
Mm-hmm.
they would have to take his age. So with his age, I would only get 80% of the money. With
Mm-hmm.
my age, I might get 100%. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So with his age, because he's not 62 yet, then he would end up getting he would I would end up getting less money because
Mm.
he's not 62. But once he's 62, then yeah, we might say, okay, yeah, we'll get the whole 100% compared to just getting 80% out of it. But you don't have any husband you're worrying about. So
No,
you
I'm
just
not worried. No, I'm not worried. I
it's
just
just
want
you.
to know.
It's just your age they're gonna take.
Did you ask them if you can get the money in lump sum?
Yes, you can get it in lump sum or you can take it in line of credit, they said.
Because
Yes.
if you want to purchase something, so
Yes, they
like
did.
if you want to purchase a vehicle or
Yes.
pay off some loans that you owe,
Yeah.
you would
Yeah,
want to
they
get
said
that
you can get it
money
in lump sum. Yes, you can
in
get it
lump
in lump
sum.
sum or you can take it in a line of credit. Yes, they
Yeah,
did.
another question is, um,
Keep in mind, I'm not the lender. I'm just giving you the information
yeah,
that
I
I
understand.
asked. So
I understand.
right.
Oh, with your insurance and your tax, is it included just like how it's included
No,
in your mortgage
no.
now? It would not be
No,
included.
I just told you had to pay that separately. Keep
Yeah,
in mind, you're not making any payments now. When you
right.
get that line of credit or that lump sum or whatever you get, keep in mind you're not making any payment. So you would
So
have the
you
money
have to
regardless.
pay those.
So you're gonna save that exactly. Because
Mm,
remember, this eliminating your mortgage.
mhm,
And
mhm.
you can make a mortgage payment if you want to on this reverse mortgage, but not something that you don't have to make. Nothing comes due until you're deceased.
No, it wouldn't come to me. It would go
Right.
to
Right. So
whoever.
it goes to your heirs exactly.
Mhm,
Right. So that's why I said you would not have to make any payments at all.
mm,
Okay. All you have to do is worry about your taxes, your insurance, and your HOA.
mm.
Keep up on those things. And then once that you're gone, then of course the house goes to your heirs. And then what will happen is, let's say you owe 100,000 and the house is worth 400,000. Then what they will do is take 100,000 out of the house when they sell it, and your heirs get the other 300,000.
When they sell it, or when my hair sells
Yes,
it.
when your heir sells it.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
right. I mean,
okay.
for me, it makes sense. That's why I see why people do it. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm,
Because just
mhm,
like I said, you don't have to make any mortgage payment. You only have to,
mhm,
and then you don't. I mean, you don't even with the reverse mortgage, you get in line of credit or the lump sum. You still don't have to make any mortgage payment.
mhm.
You
And
know,
if you go underwater now, your um your insurance pay for it, not your owner's insurance, your FHA insurance pay
right?
for it.
Exactly, because it's
Mm,
FHA back, and that's what I liked about
yeah.
that. Yeah, right.
Mm,
That's what I liked about that. All
okay.
right. So,
All
any other
right.
question about reverse mortgage? I did. That's why I said I did learn a lot this week about it. Because
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of question, and to see, and I wrote down all the notes, and and to see how much what would happen and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So but so after I read the book, I took the book on the cruise with me and I read it. You know,
Yeah.
because I was curious. I read it and then I had some question. I
Mm-hmm.
highlighted some things in there, but anyway, if you guys want a copy of the book, it's Home Equity and Reverse Mortgage. Okay, the Cinderella of the Baby Boomer Retirement. You can pick up a copy of it. Okay, or if not, you reach out to Michelle Freeney, and then she can order you a copy of it and then bill you for it or something like that. But it was handy. At least now I understand how it works.
Yeah, I didn't finish reading it. I read a couple chapters, but
No, yeah,
because I have so many things doing. I'm doing
right,
this course at church and
right,
all that stuff.
yeah.
So,
All right, so our next topic we're going to jump into is okay, so this week here a ruling came down from NAR where the case that they were settling, the Brunette case. It was we ended up judge ended up ruling against us that we were conspiring. But with that case, I was talking to a buyer, my one of my buyer, and he's going to be a seller, and we were just talking, and he was saying, yeah, the realtors that's going to be listing my house said I could save some bananas. And I said, well, I said, be careful of that, because with those bananas that you're saving, if your realtor lists your property and they do not have a buyer for your property is going to sit on the market a lot longer if you're not going to pay the buyer's agent. So he said, "Oh, I didn't understand. That's the way it worked." I said, "Yes, that's the way it worked. If because if he doesn't have a buyer in his database, how he's gonna sell your house? You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Exactly.
unless he goes to an iBuyer." So I said that's why it works the way it was, where if we brought you a buyer, you gave us X bananas out of whatever it is that the seller was paying. So I just tell people, I says, I'm just going to educate the public, say just be careful of that. Making sure that you're not cutting yourself off of the foot by eliminating a buyer's agent when a buyer's agent is bringing you a ready, willing, able, qualified buyer to buy your
Person,
house,
who can purchase the
who
house.
can purchase your house, compared to it just sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting on the market. So be
So,
very careful of that. Realtors, this message is for realtors, making sure that you sign you have a buyer's agreement with your buyer. Letting your buyer knows the value that you provide, and then that if something happens and the seller is not going to be paying your bananas, and making sure that you will get paid, because brokers don't usually work for free. They got
mhm,
to get paid. Everyone got to get paid. So I just tell everyone, I say just be careful about that. Making sure that if you really truly have to sell your house and want to sell your house, making sure that you put that in the listing agreement, that provision to say that if you bring me if somebody else brings me a buyer, I'll accept that buyer and pay them X amount of dollars, and everything is negotiable. Remember that nothing is
so
capped.
you're saying that the courts rule against the realtors.
Yes, against the NAR. Yes.
So what was the what did any
You need to go read it for yourself, because it's not just something, something simple. But what they rule, that the brokers was conspiring by deceiving the public, by saying that they were inflating the bananas that were being given to the buyer's agent.
Mhm. Yeah.
you know so but the buyer's agent did their work, so they're able to bring you a buyer, you pay them. Okay, so you want to go read it. It's all over the New York Times and everything, when they came down this week with it. So um there are going to be some appeals that are going to be filing and things like that, so they're working on all of that. But you just like I said, you have to show the public your value, making sure
Mhm.
that every buyer that you sign an agreement with, making sure that you are filling out, letting them sign a buyer's agreement. Okay, a
Mhm.
buyer's brokerage
Mhm.
agreement. That means when the deal closes, you will get paid. Cause you're not working for free.
That's right. That's right.
So
But
that
we always let them sign a buyer's agreement anyway.
no, we don't. We usually
We
don't.
don't
Nope.
prefer.
They sign the addendum, the preferred real estate addendum. That's not a buyer's agreement. A
Um,
buyer's agreement says, that's a single page. It says that if you go out there and you see a property and you want to see it, call me, and if you don't call me, you owe me X amount of dollars. That's a and
oh, oh, I see. I see.
yeah, that's a buyer's agreement.
Mm,
Yeah. The other one was just a brokerage agreement. So every time before you fill out an agreement, making sure that they're signing that, along with your contract, or signing it before, or something like that, that says that you will get paid regardless.
mhm, mhm,
'Cause for right now, because starting in November, starting now, I think this week here, they're going to be some of the MLS, you're going to see that there's going to be zero compensation in it.
mhm.
So that mean, with the zero compensation, if you show that property and sell it, you're not going to get paid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So starting that
so
start.
we have to be diligent.
So that's right. You have to be diligent. So
Mhm.
everyone has to be diligent out there now. To be careful, to making sure that you're not working for nothing.
Right. Exactly.
And that goes to say, buyers, we don't know what's going to happen years from now. Okay. So that says, get off the fence, don't wait, because if this when this is all said and done, we don't know how many years it's going to take. When it's all said and done, buyers are going to be responsible for paying their own buyers agent fees. So that you need to start that now. So buyers don't wait, because then what it's going to do, either you're going to be priced out of the market, okay, or it's going to cost you more money to purchase that home, because you're going to have to bring that money to the table in order to pay your buyer's agent, buyer's representative. So
Oh my goodness.
be very careful of that. So that's why right now it's not finalized and it's not settled. So making sure that you get off that fence and buy that house. We have one last class that's going to be coming in December for buyers, for the buyers class, and that's going to be December 6th, 7th, and 8th from 6:30 to 9. We're going to be teaching the home buyers class, and that's the last one for this year. We just graduated the November class on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the last one. So don't wait, okay, because it might, if you have bad credit, it might take you a while to get your credit cleaned up. Okay, so you don't want to wait. You want to go ahead and get that stuff nipped in, but it might take you a year, it might take you 6 months to clean up your credit. So if you got, that's going to take you a year, that means you might not be able to purchase a home till in the summer or towards the fall, because depending on how long it takes you to find a house, depending on how long it takes you to clean up your credit and things like that. And the hometown heroes money just came back. They just replenished it. That's why I say you don't want to sit and wait. They just
Mm-hmm.
replenished the hometown money, $36 million. They just replenished that. So you want to get off the fence, because that money goes fast.
Mm-hmm.
And they still have the Orange County down payment money that's up to $50,000, depending on your credit, how many people you have in your family, where you're looking at, and different and stuff like that. And of course, we also have the down payment, the closing cost money, and down payment assistant money, where you can combine them or whatever. But and
Mm-hmm.
then also in Lake County we have the USDA, which
Right.
which means zero money down. But
Mm-hmm.
one thing I'm excited about today is talking to the lender. We have come up with something where the lender we can find you a piece of land, and I did research some land. Okay, so I researched some land in Polk County, and the price is not bad. Okay, so let's say you wanted a piece of land to buy. Okay, you wanted a piece of land to buy. We find land for $2,500. Okay, Michelle had me look up some land, because I did find a lender that can actually build a house for you for less than what you would pay for the house.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm gonna be meeting with him either Monday or Tuesday. I'm gonna be meeting with that builder. So all we have to do is find your land, and what they will do is they will do the construction to perm. So then therefore
Mm-hmm.
you buy the land, they help you build a house, come up with a plan, help you build a house on it. So I am excited about that, and I'm not saying that you're gonna get a house for 300, for 350, but I'm saying that you might get a house for 250, or you might get a
Mm-hmm.
house for 200, or something like that, because you
Depending
actually,
on the
yeah, you
square
actually,
footage and
you know,
all that,
right, depend on the square footage. So
and
you
what
might,
you want in the house.
on what you want in the house. But if you keep it basic, you can actually, do a basic house. We didn't come up with any price, but
Mm-hmm.
they're thinking maybe 150, 250, or someplace around there. We might be
Mm-hmm.
able to, because the land, we can find the land and build a
So
house.
where in Polk County is this land? It's a
Um,
land.
all over. There's a whole bunch of them. I pulled up 180 piece of land. I didn't put any price on. I put the minimum price on it, whatever minimum price. But they're all over. They're
Is the
residential.
land cleared or
Yeah, but yeah,
uncleared?
some of them are cleared. Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
there's all different types. So you just have to find a lot. Okay, find a lot. Okay, that you can get on the contract, and they're all over on unincorporated. I see there's houses down the street from some. There's
Mm-hmm.
there's quite a few pieces there. This piece that I'm looking at right here is 15,000. Okay, I think I
15,000.
think she said the house. That when I talked to the lender, they said the land has to be under 80,000 to get it to work, and so we got plenty of land under 80,000. Here's a land piece of land for under 18,000, 19,000. So
Mm-hmm.
we do have the land, and it depends on what county it is. It can be in any county.
Yeah, I know. Holy land in
That's why I
Polk
said there's a
County.
lot of land that single.
Yes.
Look at down in Poinciana. Down in Poinciana,
Mm-hmm.
everywhere you go, they're building up a new house and a
Oh,
piece of land.
yes. Yeah.
So it's the same thing. It's the same thing the builder is going to do. That builder is going to take those land, and that's why down in Poinciana, they're able to sell that house for $189,000.
Mm-hmm.
because when I pulled it up the other day for my friend, she said, "What's the least expensive house to find?" And I found one down there for 289.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find, so let's say the lender finance this land, and they build a house on it for you, so it's going to be less than what you normally would pay for a regular
Okay.
house.
Yeah,
So
because the builder not getting that whole lot of money. They don't have to pay somebody to sell it for them. They don't have to pay employees. They don't have to
exactly, there's
pay
no middleman. Exactly.
commission, yeah, to somebody who bring in a buyer,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
yes, it
So
will
we
be
cut out
better.
that middleman. So that
Yes,
I'm gonna be
without the middleman.
working on that to see if we can get some people. So
Mm-hmm,
message us if you're trying to get into a home. Okay,
mm-hmm,
don't wait. Like I said, okay.
mm-hmm,
When you wait, delay is danger. Don't wait. Message us
mm-hmm,
so we can get you started. We can get you pre-qualified. If your credit needs to be cleaned up, we can get it cleaned up. If we need to get you with the builder, with the lender, the in order to build a house, we can go ahead and start working on all of that. Keep in mind, these homes, you have to have your own, depending on the county, you have to have your own down payment and closing costs.
mm-hmm.
Okay, because they're not going to accept down payment assistance. This is not a
Oh,
this is not a down payment assistant house. So
mm,
but you can do, if it's USDA. Let's say it's in Lake County, you're not putting any money down anyway.
mm-hmm.
All you have to do is worry about coming up with your closing
Does Polk
costs.
County do USDA?
Some
Sure,
parts.
because they're in the country.
Some parts, yeah, you'd have
Yeah,
you'd have to plug the address into the USDA website and see if
yeah.
it's eligible. So yeah, but yeah, but if you were doing it in Lake County, then you wouldn't have to worry about the money down.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to worry about just building the house, and then
Yeah.
even some part in Orange County has as USDA here, because I remember in Winter Garden there's some part in Winter Garden that it's USDA.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's changed now, but I know there was some houses there. I remember. So yeah, so we're gonna be doing that, where we're finding
Mm-hmm.
affordable housing for some of the people that are waiting, and yet
Mm-hmm.
they have a little bit of money, because there's people that I talked to, they might say, yeah, they want to use their 401k,
Mm-hmm.
or something like that, to buy a house, so they do have some money where they can pull out for their
Yeah.
their closing costs, just in case it's zero money down. There's the veterans as well, zero money down for veterans.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said there's many different, different options out there. All we need to do is find the land. Okay, we have the lender. Okay, and then they have the builder. Okay, so we just put all of that combined together and build them a house. Also, I was in the Brokers Summit class um 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 this week, and in Groveland, they're building some houses for about 150,000. They said it's around Lake David. And then,
Mm-hmm.
but they're small houses, but then it's okay. Some of them are senior citizen. And then the square footage is 500 or 900 or something like that, but they're reasonable.
Those are the little houses,
But they're reasonable.
the
But the thing
tiny
is,
homes.
some of them are a little bit bigger. Some of them are a little bit
Mm,
bigger. But if you think about it, if a senior citizens need a house, it's not like my uncle is downsizing. It's not like he said he's not taking anything with him other than a bed and a chair. You understand what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Because he's downsizing, so it's going to be the same thing with the senior citizen. If you're downsizing, you don't really need to worry about taking a whole bunch of stuff with you, okay? Because you're downsizing anyway, right?
Yeah.
So even
I
with even
see some.
uh
I see some more or less like a condo. You know what they call condos?
right,
Yeah.
right.
For 500 for senior citizens, five
Yeah,
hundred a month in
and that's
Ocala.
perfect. And that's what that's
Mm-hmm.
that's what they're looking to do. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Because we need a lot more of that, because if you
Mm-hmm.
realize when you retire and you don't have much money coming in, that's going to be
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be great, because you don't have that much money coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking to get into something like that, whether we're building a small house or something like that, because right now everything is just up so high.
Yeah.
Everything is overinflated, and it's kind of difficult right now for business. Business is stagnant. Big business is slow. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
if you can find something that when business is not going so well, you still be able to pay the rent, or do the electric.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be good. So 500 square feet is fine, because that's what a lot of 55 plus people live in anyway. a small apartment. That's fine. You don't need,
Yeah.
500 square feet, 900 square feet. You don't need anything bigger than that. You need like a little sitting area, your kitchen and your bedroom. So it needs to be reasonable. But a lot of that stuff is coming. It's coming. But reach out to us, and don't wait, class. Don't wait. Um, if you need a credit cleanup, let's get it. Let's get to working on it. If you're interested in finding us, helping you find some land and building some house at a reasonable price, reach out to us as well. Okay. And any other thing that you need real estate, reach out to us because we'll be glad to help you. And if we don't know, we'll find out for you because we have a lot of people that we're in contact with, that we talk to daily about, affordable housing.
Sounds
Affordable
great.
housing is top. It's top. If anything happened and I got to come out of this house, I just want something small and simple. I don't need to take a whole bunch of stuff with me. A lot of that time we have so much. I'm just gonna call it junk. We got so much junk in our house,
You
and
can
it's stuff,
say that again.
and it's stuff and it's stuff that we're not using. You understand what I'm saying? You
Some
know
of the things you don't even know you have them.
exactly,
Until, like
exactly.
me,
I
some things that I find,
Yeah,
I didn't know.
you didn't even know you had it. I had a lady today at church. No, she wasn't at church. She was at the banquet last night, and she had on this lovely dress, and I said, "What you look lovely." And my aunt told her, "You look lovely." She said, "Girl, I had this in my closet for the last 2 years, and I've never worn it."
Look at this dress here. I
Oh
didn't
my,
remember,
that's lovely.
Viv, I didn't remember this dress.
Oh my goodness, it looks so good
You
on you,
know how
girl.
long I haven't worn this dress? Yeah, I wear it to church today, and I wear a jacket over it because I don't like
Right.
my arms left out.
It
But
looks lovely. It's just
thank
like
you. But
yeah,
I tell you,
yeah. So
I did not remember this dress.
that's why we need to declutter. That's why we need to declutter ourselves because that was way back in your closet and you had no idea. Look how nice it fits
Yes,
you.
way back in my
Like my mom. I saw me in a dress last night. Oh, and she said, I thought you said you didn't have any money. She said, "By the way, that looks nice." I
I
said,
shop in
"Girl,
my closet.
yeah." So I told her in church today. I said that dress was a dress that I wore to my niece Brittany's wedding a couple years ago. Okay. I wore that dress because I remember going to Virginia in it. And so she said, wow. But a lot
Oh,
of times, just like you
I'm
said, the
telling
things that we have in our closet, we
you.
don't know we have those things in our closet. But reach out. We're glad, we're happy to assist you. Reach out. Hey, look at you.
Say hello, hello, Miss Viv. Say
Hey, look at
hello,
you. You look nice and
hello,
trimmed.
hello. I
And
think he,
Prince.
he wants his food, so he
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
crying.
But anyway, so that's all I have for you today.
Yeah.
About the reverse mortgage and buying a house and building your house on a land and getting it for less. So we would love to help you get started with that. We'll love to see that you get in a home for a reasonable price. Keep in mind that we need to check your credit. We need to do all of that. So it's just like buying a regular house where we check your credit, you qualify for the land, and after that, then we get the loan started, and then you build your house.
Mhm.
Of course, it'll take you a while to build your house, but at least you can get started on it now. And it's not something to delay on. Just like I said, you don't know what's going to happen. You might have a buyer's agent that you're going to have to come out of your pocket with extra money in order to pay them. Right now, you don't have to do that, but eventually it's coming down the line that you're going to have to do that. So don't wait. Okay. Don't
Mhm.
wait. Don't wait. Don't wait. Don't delay. Okay. I hope you find this useful. I hope you find this information useful. I hope you'll share it with somebody that needs it, and can use it. But I look forward to connecting with you, Beverly and I. You can message me. Beverly is my buyer's agent, so she'll take you out if I'm not available. If it's a piece of land that you need to look at, Beverly will be happy to take you out and go show you that piece of land or whatever it is that she needs to show you. So
Absolutely.
but that's it. I don't have anything else for you today, but I hope you enjoy your day, and as I would say, make it a great day. Viv the Caribbean Team Preferred Real Estate Broker selling the American Dream. You never know when it's your last day, so just make the best Make the best, make the best, make the best of it.
Amen.
Any last word, Bev?
No, no. When you close, stay on.
Okay. All right. So take care, guys. I'll see you
Okay,
next
take care,
time.
everyone.
Okay. On your voice matter. I'm your girl,
I
Viv
hope you
Cunningham.
learned something from what we said today.
I hope so too. I hope you take away something from it and you can eliminate your mortgage and never have to pay another mortgage
Mm.
as long as you live. And yet you can live good and live a good life and you're not stressing yourself over finances or anything like that. Remember to reshare this with somebody you love or somebody you think that might need this information. I'm out. Thank you for listening. See you on the next episode of Your Voice Matters.